Hi, my name is Nelson. I'm from class 331C07. I wanna pronounce meeting 6, part 1. You don't have to be French to enjoy a decent red wine. Charles Jocelyn de Cruz used to tell his foreign guests whenever he entertained them in Paris. But you do have to be French to recognize one. He would add with a laugh. After a lifetime in the French diplomatic corps, the Count de Cruz lived with his wife in an elegant townhouse on Quai Voltaire. He was a likable man, cultivated, of course, with a well-deserved reputation as a generous host and amusing raconteur. This evening's guests were all European, all equally convinced that immigration was at the root of Europe's problems. Charles de Cruz said nothing. He had always concealed his contempt for such ideas, and in any case, he had never much cared for this particular guest. The first of the red Bordeaux was being served with the veal, and one of the guests turned to De Cruz. "Come on, Charles, it's simple arithmetic, nothing to do with race of color. You must have bags of experience of this sort of nothing, of thing. What you say?" "Yes, General Bex." Part 2. A pen, a postcard, a pencil, a passport, a pin, a passenger, a pair and policeman, Peter, newspaper, Poppy, a paper pot, Paris, a spoon, empty, helpful, stop talking, upstairs, plate, brush, waited, cleaned, left, paint, snow, push, showed, close, watch, wanted, filled, danced, landed, studied, walked, departed. Part 3. Pin, bin, pen, ben, peer, peer, cap, cap, pop, pop, puppy, puppy. Tor, door, tarts, darts, cart, cart, right, right, train, drain, trunk, drunk. Part 4. She was walking lazily, for the fierce April sun was directly overhead. His umbrella blocked his rays, but nothing blocked the head. The shirt of raw, wild head discussed you with its energy. A few buffalo were treed under coconuts. Browsing the perch fields occasionally, a car went past, leaving its tracks in the melting pitch like the wake of a ship at sea. Otherwise, it was quiet. She saw no one. In her long white Sunday dress, You might have taken Ginny Noreen for 14 or 15. In fact, she was 12. A happy, uncomplaining child with nature as open as the red hibiscus that decorate her black, wise-like hair. Generation earlier, her family had come to Trinidad from India as overseas on the sugar plantations. Her father had some success through buying and clearing land around Rio Cristalino and planting it with coffee. On the dusty first 20 yards ahead of Guinea, a car pulled up. She had noticed squeezed by one before, but she did not recognize it and could not make out the drive through its dark windows, themselves as black as its gleaming paintwork. As she walked past it, the driver's glass started to open. "Hello, Ginny," she heard behind her. She paused and turned, a slight color beneath her dusky skin. Raffi Kerjani was tall and lean, and always well dressed. His black eyes and large white teeth flashed in the sunlight as he spoke. Everyone in Rio Cristalino knew it. Raffi. Ginny often heard her unmarried sister talk ruefully of him, of how, if only their father were alive and they still had land, one of them might marry him, and then they would squabble over who it might be and laugh at Ginny because she was too simple for any man to want. "How do you know my name, Raffi?" she asked with thrill. "How do you know mine?" "Everyone knows your name. You're Mr. Kerjani's son." "Right. And where you going, Ginny?" She hesitated and looked down at the ground again. "To chapel," she said with a faint smile. But Ginny, good Hindus, go to the same temple. His rich culture voice was gently mocking as he added with a laugh. "Or maybe the temple pundits arrange your taste in color." She blushed more deeply at the reference to Father Oliver. She did not know how to reply. It was true that she killed the young French priest with his funny accent and blue eyes, but she had been going to Catholic chapel for months before he arrived. She loved its careful hymns and its simple creed of one good God so different from those miserable Hindu gods who squabble with each other like her sisters at home. But add to that the vulgarity of Raffi remarked bewildered her because his family were known for their breeding. People always said that Raffi would be a man of honor, like his father. Raffi looked suddenly grave. His dark skin seemed even darker. It may be that he regretted his words. Possibly He saw the confusion in Ginny's wide brown eyes. In any case, he did not wait for an answer. He can I offer you a lift to chapel? In my 21st birthday present? He asked, putting his sunglasses back on. She noticed how thick their frames were. Real gold, she thought. Little the big, fat watch on his wrist. It's Mercedes from Papa. Do you like it? He adds nonchalantly. From the shade of her umbrella, Ginny peered up at small lone cloud that hung motionless above them. The sun was beating down mercilessly, and there was arch in the air, an overpowering sense of drought. With handkerchief, she wiped the sweat from her forehead. Rafi gave a tug at his collar. It's our air conditioner, Ginny, and you won't be late for chapel. He continued, reading her mind. But chapel must have been the last thing on Rafi's mind when Ginny, after moments hesitation, accepted his offer. For he drove instead to a quiet sugar-filled outside town, and there with the Mercedes concealed among the sugar centers, he introduced himself into her. Ginny was in this. Young as she was, she barely understood what was happening to her. The beat of calypso filled her ears, and the sugar cans towered over her as the cold draught from the air conditioner played against her knees. Afterwards, clutching the regard of flower that had been from her hair, she lay among the tall, sweet-smelling canes and sobbed until the brief tropical twilight turned to starry night. But she told no one, not even Father Oliver. 2 weeks later, the little market town of Rio Cristalino was alive with gossip. Raffi Kirjani had been promised the hand of Sunita Morpalani, like the Kirjanis. The Morpalanis were an established Indian family, one of the wealth hills in the Caribbean. But while the Kirjanis were diplomats, the Morpalanis were a commercial family. They had made their fortune in retailing long before the collapse in oil prices had appetite their customers pocket, and now Morpalani stores were scattered throughout Trinidad and some of the other island. Prudently, they had diversified into banking and insurance, and as a result, their influence was felt at the highest level. It was benevolent influence, of course, never abuse, for people always said the Morpalanis were a respectable family, and well above reproach. They had houses in Port of Spain, Tobago, and Barbados, as well as in England and India. But their main residence was a magnificent, sprawling colonial style mansion just to the north of Rio Cristalino. The arranged marriage would be the social event of the following year. When Guinea heard of Rafi's engagement Loloting, she had consulted for him grew into a sort of numb-hearted. She was soon haunted by longing to repay that heartless, arrogant brute. She would give anything to humiliate him, to see that leering conceit grin wiped from his face. But outwardly she was unmoved. On weekdays she went to school, and on Sundays she went still to Father Oliver's afternoon service. Girl, you sure does have a lot to confess to that lady, her mother would say to her each time she came home late from chapel. He's not a whitey, he's a man of God. That's us may be child, but don't forget he does be a man first. The month passed, and she did not see Rafi again. And then it rained all through August. The rain hardly stopped. It rained persistently on the galvanized roofs until you would go mad with the noise. And if stopped, the air was sticky as treacle, and you prayed for it to rain again. Then one day in October, towards the end of the wet season, when Guinea family were celebrating her only brother's 18th birthday, something happened that she had been derailing for weeks. She was lying and in the hammock on the balcony, playing with her 6-year-old nephew Penny. Suddenly Penny cried out, "Ginny, why are you so fat?" Throughout the little frame house, all celebration stopped. On the balcony, serious eyes were turned upon Ginny, and you could see that the boy meant, "Gods have mercy on you, Virginia. Watch the shape of your belly," cried Mrs. Nervin, exploding with indignation and pulling her daughter indoors, away from the praying neighbors' ears. Her voice was loud and hard. There was blackness in her eyes, like the blackness of the skies before thunder. How could she have been so blind? She cursed herself for it, and harsh questions burst from her lips. Thank you.